Hello, hello. Today we are going to talk about perfectionism, and I am waiting for. Yes, she's here. Let's see if I can have her. Yeah, it's my first time doing this by myself, anyways. Let's see if I can get her in here. Okay. Christine, I accepted your request, but I don't see you here. Hmm. Trying to figure this out. Christine, do you hear me? Do you see me? I'm not sure why I don't have you here. I got your request. Oh, okay. You'll have to update this setting. I think she's trying to get in. Are you here? Do you see me? Do you hear me? Practicing patience. Can you send an invite? I'm accepting your invitation. Ah, yes. Yay. We did
We
it.
did it.
Nice, nice. Okay, good.
Wonderful.
Sure. Thanks for being here,
Yeah,
Christine. I'm so happy that we finally,
I know. Yay.
a while that we try to master ourselves with these technical issues, but at least we get to practice today. I love that. I
Yeah.
love that.
Yes.
Okay. So, what are we going to talk about today is perfectionism.
Mhm.
What do
Yes.
you want to share about perfectionism? How do we want to start?
I, I think maybe our definitions. Does that sound okay?
Sure.
Yeah. Yeah.
What
I
does
mean,
perfectionism mean to you?
mine for me, it's trying to, and I never thought I was a perfectionist. Never thought until I realized how much overthinking I was doing.
Mm-hmm.
And also about how much resistance would come up when I wanted to do things. I did not
Okay.
realize that that was perfectionism for me. So those are probably the biggest things. Are it holds me back
Mm-hmm.
from doing activities, and not activities, but bigger things that I may be unsure of. Maybe it's a little bit of fear in there. And I don't
True.
think about it in my mind, but my body is telling me,
Hmm.
you don't want to do this right now.
Yeah, that's true. This is how it shows up for me as well, that makes it difficult to make decisions, even small decisions, like just like this, like let's try to jump on a live and do it. And then we start thinking, am I ready for this? Is it going to work? Does it going to look nice? Is it good enough? Am I prepared enough? And then, as you said, all this overthinking and this questioning is coming up and kind of holds you back from taking action.
Hmm.
And I understand that at points it could be very frustrating because it would pile up with a due list of projects that you haven't done and you love to do it, but something inside is holding you back.
Yes, yes, yes.
Mhm.
And even how much work you and I have done on this together and how much we've talked about it, it still comes up for me. It came up for me today.
Mhm.
And I had to stop and think about it and say, hey, this, I've got to be aware about this. This is coming up for me right now.
And this is the thinking part. This is the mind part that goes into the overthinking and questioning your actions. But why don't you share with us, how does it come up with you? What happens in your mind and in your body when you feel that resistance of?
Yeah, it definitely came up in my body. It was right in my chest and I could feel it. I still feel it a little now, obviously, because going live is something new for us.
True.
So yeah, I feel it right now, and it's different than nervousness. It's just that feeling of like, your body is just saying, whoa, whoa, hang on, I don't know if I'm ready. And it's kind of, in combination with your ego that I'm telling stories that I'm not ready. Um, and I think I texted that to you, right? I'm not prepared.
Yeah.
That's what I
Yeah,
texted you. I'm not
exactly.
prepared today.
And that triggered me.
Yeah.
If you're not prepared, we are going to do this today. Because we gotta work on
Yeah.
our limitations, and why not?
Yes.
Why
Yes.
not?
And
Like we get to come. We have been studying, practicing, working on this with our clients for 3, 4 years now, and I think it's time to bring in the awareness and connect it to action.
yes.
And how it shows up for me, because probably this could be new to our audience, like whatever we do, whatever we call fear or action, or we decide to take action based on, it's the sensation that we feel in our body. What makes me take an action or not take and stay in the resistance and fear? It's the sensation in my body. Do I feel comfortable enough to do something? If I'm not doing it, why is that? How does that fear show up in my body that stops me from taking action? I think this is a deeper level of awareness to look at it.
Yes.
Our
Yes.
perfectionism is linked to some fears.
Hmm.
What are some of those fears for you, Christine?
Fear for me, definitely not being prepared. This is something that has come up new for me as a new realization for me that
Mm-hmm.
I feel like I need to be prepared. And I love that we just kind of really just jumped into this way of doing this today is absolutely new for us. And I
Mm-hmm.
don't know about how you feel right now, but I feel really good. I just feel
I
like it's
do.
good to
Yeah.
mention that to these viewers
Yeah.
because we are literally going through these feelings right now and these sensations, but we're moving through them. We're moving
Mm-hmm.
through our resistance right now.
Exactly. I would actually go a little deeper that I'm not prepared. It's kind of probably it's I am not prepared enough or good enough to
Yes.
do this at the moment. And all those stories of I'm not good enough. What if? fear of rejection. People are not listening to this. What if uh, fear of making mistakes? I go on and I make mistakes because I'm not prepared enough. I think we kind of are at that point that we know these stories and we can spot them, like the thoughts in the mind and the sensations in the body. For example, sometimes I feel like I have like a tight chest and I have to grasp for air because my body is under pressure if I want to do this. And it's okay. How I approach it is that I slow down, I connect to my breathing, and I acknowledge the sensation in my body and give it the space until I feel grounded. And right away, as you said, we feel good. Why? Because we took the action despite the
Yeah,
fear that's there. And
absolutely.
yeah, and I think this is a great way of approaching fear in life. Uh, in talking about perfectionism, I just want to share a personal story. Why perfectionism today? Because I feel and I see that a lot of trying to get everything perfect is coming up in my family, and I want to address this. I actually the other day had a conversation with my kids, and I said that we are not allowed to use the word perfect in this house anymore. And we call it P word now because I want to break that um, cliche that comes from the culture and the learning from the school that perfect is good. Everyone has to try so hard to get everything perfect. First of all, it starts with the mindset that you are not perfect. You are not good enough. So you have to try to make it perfect. You are not doing enough. And it kind of starts from a place of lack, that what you are right now is not good enough. It's not valuable enough, worthy enough. And especially when it comes to kids, I think it's really important to let them know that you being you is more valuable and more of you is needed in this world. Because if everyone trying to get everything in a certain way that's called perfect, then who are we? Where is our authenticity? Where do I get to bring in my uniqueness? Um, I don't know. What are your thoughts about that?
My thoughts about perfectionism is right. Nothing needs to be perfect, but at the same time, we already are perfect, right?
Mm.
We're all perfect in the way we are. And I feel like that allows us to be our authentic selves, is to just remind ourselves of that. You know, we are already perfect. We don't have to try. And you know, hopefully that comes up. That hopefully that's a message that our viewers can tell themselves when they are feeling this
And you
themselves.
know what? Whenever I have had this conversation with people before, and when you say that you're already good enough and you don't need to try, that triggers a lot of people.
It does.
That doesn't mean that you don't need to try.
Hmm.
That means that, like, it neurologically looking, when you give yourself that assurance that you are good enough for this, whatever it is that you are trying to accomplish, you put yourself, you put your body, mind, and your nervous system in the place that you get actually the most out of it. I I have a saying that I put it on my wall that I do best when I feel good.
Mm.
So what we mean by this conversation is not that stop trying, is that start trying from a good place, from a place that you feel that you are good enough to do things, even if you think you are not prepared enough, even if you this obsession to trying to get everything perfect to take an action. It's this is what makes it easier for you to start and to do the first step and create that momentum that takes you to the next and next and next steps. So we by this we definitely don't mean that don't try. You're good enough, just stay there and do nothing.
Right, right, right.
It's just
Because
to kind of smooth and makes it easier to start. That kind of settle down your nervous system to be able to take action.
yes, and I would also say if our viewers could remember times that maybe they felt like this and then they pushed through it. They pushed through that resistance.
Mm-hmm.
And how did they feel on the other side? How good did they feel? Because you and I have talked about this, how good we always feel after the end of
After the
something. When we do
actions, yeah.
something together, we're usually cheering and laughing because
Yeah,
we have pushed through it. And always on the other side of any type of fear or feelings where we're not feeling good enough, I always feel better, for sure.
exactly. And also try to flip this question. If you're questioning yourself that, am I prepared enough for this? Or can I do this? Sometimes, like most of the time, maybe the programming, the conditioning that comes up is like, no, you're not. But just flip it. What if I am good enough for this?
Yes.
What if I can? And just give it a shot. This is your life. This is all you got.
Yes.
You can go ahead, take action, experience, and see what you get.
Absolutely, absolutely. And I think something I was thinking about as you were speaking is kind of, you, you know, one of the things that maybe we might have thought about doing is being active before we got on and just kind of getting out some of that. I'm not calling it
Mm-hmm.
nervous energy, but just activating your nervous system, kind of more regulating it. You know, instead of sitting in how we felt, get up, get active, and then see how it would
Let
have been after the
that
fact.
energy move through your body and get you into the action. So I hope this short live today could help those of you who've been thinking for such a long time to do or not, getting stuck in that overthinking. Just make you walk through it, use some of these suggestions, and let us know how it worked for you. Anything
I
else?
think that's great. I know you and I
We're
are going to go
good.
celebrate.
Of course. Have a wonderful day, everyone.
Thanks, everyone. Bye.
Thank you, Christine. Okay, I am ending it.